From Variety, celebrating 121 years covering the business of entertainment, this is the Award Circuit Podcast. Top Chef host Kristen Kish remembers her first time cooking a meal at age 6.
I remember making a chicken breast and I stuffed it with cooked couscous because I realized you can cook couscous with any liquid, chicken stock, orange juice, whatever you want to add in there, because you just pour it in and let it soak. Then I put it inside of a chicken breast. Bland and dry and just the most boring bite of food ever. But I think that was the first time I made edible food.
I'm Michael Schneider. Now, on this episode of the Variety Award Circuit Podcast, we talk to Emmy-nominated Top Chef host Kristen Kish. But first, on the Roundtable, as we get ready for Phase 2 voting, how's the Emmy race stacking up? It's all next on this edition of the Variety Award Circuit Podcast. Stay close.
Michael Schneider, Executive TV Editor at Variety.
Clayton Davis joins us now. He's the Chief Awards Editor of Variety.
Variety's Director of Features, Emily Longaretta.
Variety's Senior Artisans Editor, Jazz Tanke.
From Hollywood, it's Variety's Awards Circuit Podcast.
My God, voting is starting. Voting is starting. Alert, alert, Monday. Emmy voting is starting. Clayton Davis, Michael Schneider, we are here. It is a mini roundtable this week. We're on a small roundtable, Clayton. It's just you and me, buddy.
Everyone's freaking busy, Mike, and this voting cannot come any faster than it is right now. We just need to get through this and be done. And one of the reasons one of our great colleagues, Emily Longaretta, isn't here is because she's getting out the final editions of our extra editions, which have been a lift for anyone, and especially for her.
No, it is, 'tis the season. And of course, we're heading into a weekend where we've got Televerse. We'll see y'all out there at the Televerse. HBO Max is doing a big day of panels and events on Sunday. There's all sorts of last-minute FYC pop-ups. You can get free all sorts of stuff. You get matcha from Margot's Got Money Troubles. You can get massages from Beef. You know, there's so much going on, Clayton. So take advantage of all the free stuff.
Is Beef really giving out massages?
Yeah, they're doing a whole week of wellness stuff. So
well, look at that. That's crazy. Looks like I guess I'm going to that one now.
I think so. I could
use a massage right now.
You could use a massage. We all, I think, could use a massage. So, it's and by the way, the two shows that want it more than anyone else is in the comedy race, of course. The smackdown between Hacks and Widow's Bay. It is getting really out of control, at least from a budgetary perspective, to see what these two shows are doing, what their networks are fronting. So Clayton, at the time of recording, last night, I was at a Widow's Bay event where Apple took over the Culver Hotel in Culver City, and they dressed it up as the hotel, the creepy hotel from Widow's Bay. You had the clown that was there. You had the sea hag was there. You had people dressed up as the characters, and you had the actual actors who play the characters there. They spent some monies. It was a fun event, and there's plenty of photo ops. A lot of voters were there.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it well attended? Was it pretty packed?
Pretty packed.
Yeah.
So that's Widow's Bay. But on Friday night, HBO Max is doing a big event with Hacks at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood, where for the first time ever, Gene Smart and Hannah Einbinder are going on stage as their characters, as Deborah Vance and Ava Coleman, and we'll see what that show is going to be. But that's a hot ticket as well. I know that immediately sold out. So two big events this week for our two big comedy frontrunners. It's still a race.
I mean, that means it's the Bear, right? The Bear just did it in the end. You know what? That would be the world we deserve right now. That just came out in the end and was just like, you know what? I'll take that Emmy that I lost for season 2. And,
could you even imagine the look on the faces of everyone if that were to happen?
I would say I don't need to predict anymore. Like that means I just don't know anything. So yeah, I mean, listen, and I think I made a comparison maybe last week or a few weeks back, and I said this feels like, in weird ways, last year between The Pit and Severance. It's kind of like the underdog coming up, the new show that like has kind of got the world under its hypnosis versus something that was presumed front runner. But then I took further examination. It's actually even more competitive than that, because I don't think we've ever had such a newcomer take on, the veteran out on its last season. And I think that is what makes it even more difficult to call, because it's the last time that you can do hacks, and Widow's Bay's not going to be back next season, we don't think, right? So
Well, you know what's interesting, it won't be in the series category, but it will have those dangling episodes that will be eligible next year,
well, not in series. It's the
right?
hang.
No,
Remember,
not in series, but in
yeah,
some of the craft categories and
yeah,
some of the acting categories.
which will be fine. But I hate the hangover stuff. Obviously, we've all hated that for some time, but it is really going to be a. And what's interesting is that I still stand by this. Whoever wins supporting actress comedy, that show is going to be what wins, because Matthew Rhys has clear pathway in lead actor comedy. There should be no one that upsets him, even though Martin Short, I think, is putting up a case. Then you have Jean Smart, should happen for her, even though Lisa Kudrow is putting up quite a case for her. And then I believe, I mean, right now, kind of where I stand is that I feel like they're going to split directing and writing. Widow's Bay looks more primed up for directing, and Hack seems more primed up for writing. Obviously, that can change, and then that just flips the other way around. So maybe it just really comes down to supporting actress, and actually maybe even supporting actor, because I think I haven't seen too many people really thinking that Paul W. Downs is going to do it. And I think I've really come to accept that it's not Harrison Ford. So I think it's either a complete left field choice like a Nick Offerman, or Stephen Root just pulls it off. And maybe that's the hump
That's
to get it over the edge. But I just feel very confident it's not Harrison Ford. I feel
that's
like we're all getting duped into it
That's
again.
too bad. Yeah,
I
the
know.
legend. I mean, we kind of all root for him, but yeah, I see a world where Stephen Root, the character actor who everyone loves, everyone appreciates, who's been in some of the greatest projects of all time,
Yeah.
going back to News Radio and of course Office Space, and the list goes on and on. Maybe this is the year that enough people in the acting categories, or in the acting field rather, the peer group, say, well, he's one of us, so it's time
Yeah,
to give him.
who's like, they did Jeff Hiller last year, and like this is Jeff Hiller-esque, but someone more famous.
Jeff Hiller, who's in Widow's Bay as well.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, no, it's really interesting right now where things are sort of shaping up in that world. Now, the other category that it's kind of interesting now, it's turned into a little more of a race, is limited. Where do you
Yes.
stand now? Because you've got a number of shows that they're seriously campaigning.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I feel like it's just between Beef and DTF, and everyone else is just kind of enjoying the ride. I mean, listen, I could be wrong or whatever, but I think it seems like it's one of those two. It's interesting how people are. I'm looking at some pundits and how they break up the night of how they're going to split the awards. So I right now I think David Harbour feels pretty okay. And then I think Oscar Isaac is okay in lead actor for Beef. And then lead actress, interestingly, everyone seems to be pretty split between, like, sure, maybe it could be Carey Mulligan. I saw one of my counterparts predict Sally Field, which actually isn't a bad call.
Not a bad call. That's
Not
another
a
one
bad
where who doesn't love Sally Field?
It wouldn't be a bad, like, I'm like, yeah, like you can kind of just do that. And then, the way that splits up, like there's no DTF person there, so that kind of puts a knock against Beef. But then you get the supporting actress, and no one's expecting Yu Jun Yoon to win that award, but everyone's kind of expecting Linda Cardellini, and I think that's where our surprise is coming of the
Really?
night. I'm like, it's probably Dakota Fanning. It's going to be something like that, or Constance Zimmer. I think it's one of those two.
Yeah.
We get these every year, and obviously the difficulty as a pundit is that you're trying to chase the surprise, but if you chase in the wrong category, the surprise, and it's just normal, and then it came in the Jeff Hiller thing, right? Like, for example. So, I mean, it could just be Linda Cardellini. If it goes pretty standard and we have David and Linda, and then you have Oscar and Carrie, then you get to directing and writing. I think DTF wins writing. I think Beef wins directing. Then you're flip coin on the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on that front, I just go with the more nominated show. And that's
Yeah.
Beef.
Yeah, and of the two shows that are campaigning, I mean, DTF is doing some. Linda Cardellini was on a panel I just did the other night, so she's out there. We did a big piece with David Harbour, so he's obviously out there as well. So they're campaigning, but man, Beef, this last minute campaigning they're doing, including the Beef Week I just told you about, they're working hard.
Listen, massages are a way to get a vote, man. I can't front. It's a really good idea.
We're all feeling it. We're all ready for one. So that does make sense. So
you know what that means? It's probably Joy Sunday. Joy Sunday just pulls it off because that would actually be such a good inspired win because she's great on that show, and the fact that she even got there was such a miracle.
Yeah, but that would be the Jeff Hiller of the year.
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure.
The name that still most people don't know that somehow manages to break through. And
Mike, can I ask you the $1 million question that we all want to know? Because obviously, when it's going on, Venice and Telluride will be going on. I won't be there at the Creative Arts.
I'm sorry. It's night 1 and night 2, not Creative Arts anymore.
the artist formerly known as Creative Arts.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone on a show recently that has been nominated a bunch of times, and they're like, well,
"Are we playing a game right now? Or are you like?"
I don't want to reveal this person I was.
You don't want to blow their spot. I know.
I don't want to blow their spot up. But they were like, I think Creative Arts will know if it's our night on the main show, and I said, no, you don't. Because you and I talk about this all the time. Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian rule.
The Mandalorian duped all. We were like, oh crap, Mandalorian's about to win drama series, and then it doesn't. So I think when you look at peer groups are peer groups, and then you go with mass populace, and I bring that to the two categories I'm keeping an eye on: variety series and competition program.
Mm-hmm.
Variety series. Do you think we're gonna get 5 winners?
I think it's possible. I think maybe at least 4.
I feel good with if there's 4. How bad is that going to look for that person?
For that poor 5th person.
For that 5th person.
And is that 5th show going to be SNL? Is the question.
I mean, it really kind of feels like.
Are they? Will they just go pure talk and? Just I think that's a real possibility because there's probably enough people. SNL has its haters, and there's probably enough voters who are like, it wasn't the greatest season of SNL.
And it also just stands out like a sore thumb when you have 4 talk shows and then SNL. It's never been more pronounced that it's not like the other things that are there.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, it may be all 5, but I think at minimum 3. I feel good with Kimmel, Colbert, and Oliver. No matter what, I think Daily Show feels really good too, but you just never know.
Daily Show feels really good. Don't discount. Daily Show is, it's the quiet assassin.
I feel good with 4. That's I personally feel good with 4, but I was giving myself okay, maybe it's just minimum 3. I just don't think we're gonna get 1. 1 would be insane.
Yeah, how do you choose just one when you don't have to? When
one happens, that means we won't know the answer to it. It's one of 2 things. It's the only one that got more than 90%, or there were no show got 90%, and then it's just the highest one.
That's the highest. That's a possibility. I mean, that's the backup if none of them, because 90%, that is a high number. There's if there's enough haters who are like, I hate these politically charged talk shows, I'm gonna not vote for them. If 11% of people say that, then you just get 1 winner.
Well, you know what's funny? It's not even so much it's the one time I don't even chalk it up to the voter. I mean, it is voters, quote unquote, but I think we haven't really confirmed this yet. So I'm gonna say this with a caveat, it may or may not be, but I don't think the performers branch is the largest branch anymore in the TV Academy. It's the executives branch.
Really?
Yes. I've been following that for a long but at minimum it's the 2nd largest, but I'm pretty sure it might be the largest now. And if that's true, I think it's actually all the executives' fault because you know what? They're probably all voting against each other. And that's what's going to make everyone not hit 90%.
Yeah.
Because, and I think that's going to be what becomes a little bit interesting. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. And then competition program, following the lineage of this, they never revert back to a show. Like if you won before and then they come off you, they never come back.
Except for my beloved Amazing Race.
Except for Amazing Race, which isn't even there.
Which was
right?
not nominated this year. In some categories it was. It still got noms. It just didn't get the big one.
It wasn't there. So I feel good. It's not RuPaul and it's not Top Chef, right? This really comes down to Survivor versus Traders. Traders just won for the first time last year.
No, won twice. It's won twice.
It's just we are twice. Oh yeah, we are. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yes, you are correct. So there's gonna be 3 times in a row. So you have to feel like, okay, are they in the Traders mood still, or is the narrative that Survivor has never won this category and it's the 50th season? Is it time to give it? And it's made the case all year. Did it stick? And do people remember? Because I think it's for competition programs. I think phase 2 is the hardest typically for those shows because you don't think about those. There's no like reruns that people are kind of catching unless you're Housewives, but that's not there obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder about it.
I think this is probably the closest they've ever gotten because they've won an Emmy, by the way. Let's not forget, before the competition category existed, they won an Emmy, whatever that old category was back in the day. I think it was just like unscripted something. Yeah, look that up.
Yeah.
Search it up, as the kids say. But they've never won one since the modern competition Emmy has started. But I think the one knock against Survivor is it wasn't a well-reviewed season. Like people ultimately were kind of like sour on the 50th season because they felt it was too built up with the celebrities. And you're a homer, I know, so you love the season.
I think there is some truth to what you are saying in the sense of if you are a diehard, I think you love the season. If you were new coming in for the very first time, then I think, and listen, it started off so strong, and Mr. Beast is what not Mr. Beast, the country singer Luke Bryan.
Yeah.
That was the wall.
That kind of derailed it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, but also by that point, we were already at the merge. We were already about 5-6 episodes in. But then it came once Mr. Beast came on. That's when it came back, and then it was like back on track.
Okay.
So there is some truth to that. I think it's like, how much did that bother you?
And maybe for your average voter, it doesn't, and it's just they see that it was a big year for Survivor and they'll vote for it. But it's hard when you've got the momentum in this category. Look at RuPaul, look at Amazing Race. Top Chef was a weird anomaly where they only got it once, but most shows have gotten multiple times, and I feel like Traders still has some life in it. So
interesting, Mike, you are correct, but it's actually interesting how you are correct. So it won when the category was called Nonfiction Program Special Class that ended up morphing into Variety Special Live. So it never won any version in which it was reality competition.
Right, but it won whatever shows back in the day. That's where what was nominated that year? Do you know? Was that like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? That kind of stuff.
That was 2001, which it was Survivor against Bands on the Run, Echo Challenge Borneo, Junkyard Wars, and Road Rules Maximum Velocity Tour.
The early days of reality TV. I love it.
Those are what a sentence! What a lineup that was.
Yeah,
I can't believe that. Because that's when they broke it up between nonfiction program special class and then classical music dance program. They didn't know what to do.
Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that category? Classical.
I think that's essentially Variety Special Live.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's where you put all the concerts and stuff.
I love that there were still enough classical music concerts in 2001 to have a category.
I know. Yeah, I mean, that was the winner that year was La Traviata from Paris. Great performances.
Wow.
Beat Andrea Bocelli live from Lincoln Center. Armstrong, Charlotte Church.
We were still classy back then.
I know. By the way, the next year special class program winner was, no shocker, West Wing documentary special. Do you remember that?
Oh,
the documentary special was awesome, man. Oh, guys, and if you didn't read it yet, I'm give a self plug here. My Allison Janney interview. First time I've ever interviewed Allison Janney for The Diplomat. And we talked a lot about West Wing and Bradley Whitford. National treasure that woman is.
Yeah. No, it's
I got it immediately. I was like, oh, like I want you to rule the world. Like if you start a cult, I'm probably in. It's gonna happen.
Speaking of national treasures, our variety cover this week, Matthew Rhys and Kerry Russell.
Nice, dude. I don't say this lightly. Maybe my favorite photos, collective cover images, maybe since I've been here, and that includes like stuff I've written, their picture. They're like it's like a wedding album.
It's adorable. I want to go and recreate them with Maria. Like
I just want
the photo shoot.
I want to hang with them. I just want to be around them, and just they just seem like the best. And I think it's really interesting because I think it was so well received and so it was everywhere, right? So shout out to Dan Daddario for killing it on that. The story is beautiful, but I think the images went everywhere in a weird way. I'm like, oh my god, did Matthew Rhys just hurt his Apple counterpart Ray Seahorn a bit? Like, is Kerry Russell about to win an Emmy now? Like, I think she was number 2 regardless, but I think Pluribus is in it. Not in a tight race with the Pit, but Pluribus is looking to win some big stuff like directing, writing, and Ray Seahorn. And Kerry did win SAG. I do wonder now,
people wanting a couples win.
Win.
That would be cute. Those photos on the carpet of them both holding their statues.
And Kerry's number 1.
Yeah, well, she needs to win at some point, but I'm not voting against Ray Seahorn this year. I still feel like she's got a comfortable lead.
It's close. I think I'm still on Ray too, but it's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's interesting how many people feel. I saw another one of my fellow pundits very bullish that he feels that Noah Wyle is going to win directing on top of acting, and I was looking back of like actors, directors that have won Emmys, and not meant like in limited it happens and Jason Bateman is probably one of the only that's ever happened for, and then Charles S. Dutton did it back in the day. Like they don't do that very often. They like to really keep it like we want you to be a director, and that's tough.
It is tough, but again, there's the Pit is such a phenomenon that if there's anyone who could pull it off,
I mean, the Pit's definitely going to clean up. And if the episode submissions still mattered, by the way, I would feel so bullish that Mark Ruffalo is going to win an Emmy. I think he picked the best episode out of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like he did the you finished Task. So he did the courtroom episode with his son. It's like I think it's the finale or the one right before the finale, which I think is chef's kiss of a pick.
Yeah. Because that was like the suddenly very David E. Kelly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So who you got this week? Is this your last guess? No.
We still have one next week. This week, actually, we've got Jazz talking to, speaking of the reality competition and speaking of Top Chef, Kristen Kish is joining us this week to talk some food.
Who is on The Traitors.
Yes, exactly. So there you go. Yeah. She is at the pinnacle of the reality competition category this year. So
she's the best. She also, maybe like one of the best dressers like we have in Hollywood, especially from the TV side. Like she knows how to clean up on a red carpet, man. She like kills.
Yeah, and she's just cool, and she's a really, really great person too. So looking forward to that. And meantime, I guess I'll see folks out there at Televerse this weekend. So.
We'll walk around and wave and say hello.
Exactly. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week as voting is underway. Bye. After the break, Kristen Kish, the Emmy-nominated host of Bravo's Top Chef. From Los Angeles, this is the Variety Awards Circuit Podcast.
And we're back. It's the Variety Awards Circuit podcast. I'm Jazz Tankay, and today we have 3-time Emmy nominee, host, chef, author, and so much more. Please welcome the one and only Top Chef herself, Kristen Kish.
Thank you. Hi, Jazz.
Hi. Oh my God. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I've got to talk about this. I mean, people can't see it because it's a podcast, but you have a brand new phone, or the new phone, with no case. Tell me about that.
I was a case person for a very long time, and I just wanted to be the no case person, and the only way to do it is just to do it. I do have a protective screen. It's a privacy screen, so I do drop it, and the screen cracks, and then I just buy another screen protector thing. I don't know. I'm living on the edge here. Maybe I'll go back to a case one day. But for now, I feel free.
I have anxiety just seeing your phone. For somebody who has a lot of anxiety, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. You know what it is I think I've dropped it so many times and it's been okay that, I'm now conditioned to have faith in the process. Okay. I dropped it just getting out of the car 2 days ago, pulling up to my hotel, coming to LA. And it just plopped out on the concrete, and I picked it up and it was fine.
Okay, so you're at a good place right now.
Yeah, I'm in a great place.
I mean, speaking of great places, you landed your third Emmy nomination as host. How did that feel?
Every year that it happens, it's I try not to put so much weight on it, but it's something that I want, not just for myself, but for the show. I'm looking not only at the host nominations, but also show and directing and casting and all the different things that Top Chef is eligible for. And I get, it's like a brand new, exciting feeling every single time. I know it's not everything, but man, it feels really good to be in the room.
Yeah, I love that. What did it mean for you this year? Third year hosting, third year nominated?
I think when you get a little taste of it, every year you want to keep it. Again, it's not everything, but after, the first year and then the second year and the third year, which I feel like, I don't know, I really enjoyed the season. I enjoyed the Carolinas. I enjoyed the cast, the arc of the winner. I mean, spoiler alert, if you don't know by now, it was Rhoda. Too bad for you.
Sorry.
That's your fault if you don't know.
Right.
And I just am so proud of being part of a show that has been part of the award circuits and Emmy nominations for however many years in a row. And I don't know how many in total, a ton of them. And to be I guess the newbie, right. It's so exciting. Yeah. It's still so exciting.
I love that. Before we dive into other things too, I've got to talk about your caffeine addiction, because you're sitting right here drinking coffee.
Yes.
Talk to me about your coffee routine and how much, only because we've seen it on Instagram too, how much coffee do you drink a day and what is this routine?
Yes.
And what is your go-to?
So, probably like yourself, our schedules are all over the place and they change daily. And the one thing that remains truly consistent for me is my caffeine consumption. And it's almost a ritual. So probably on average about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours before I have to be out the door or before Glam comes to my room or I have to, be amongst other company, I am up and I am drinking coffee. I'm not a roll out of bed, drink coffee and get my day going. I need a lot of time to recharge and energize my battery. And so in the morning, it's always at least 2 to 3 cups of hot black coffee. And then right before sitting down across from you, I have a single espresso. And I take these, I don't know if they're placebo or not, but they're just over the counter. They're, Luminous Mind, mushroom clarity pills. I don't know, whatever. I don't really care what it is. But since I gave up all the bad things I used to do, a very, very, very long time ago, I don't know. There's something in me that makes me feel more I want to feel sharper and more in tune. And I am also slightly jet lagged, so I'm trying to throw everything that I possibly can. I have a big bottle of water. I have coffee, my 4th of the day, I think, and then my little magic pills.
Just got to say, at the time of recording, it is 11 a.m. So for those wanting to know,
I woke up at 6:20.
Okay.
So because I was getting ready and people were coming to my room at 8:30. So that means I woke up at 6:20.
That's fair. There you go. All right, let's talk. I mean, we've spoken so many times, but I'm curious, like, take me back. What is your first or like early memory of cooking? Like, we've never really talked about that.
You know, there's so many different ways to answer that question because there are so many ways to define cooking.
Right.
And is it, you know, I remember mimicking the action of cooking with a tennis racket and dried up dead leaves as a kid in our yard. And I would like put the leaves on the tennis racket and I would kind of shake it around and you get this little rustling sound. And so I was going through the actions of cooking long before I even touched real edible food. So there was that happening at like 4 years old, 3 years old. And then I don't know. I don't remember when it was. Anytime I have to revert back to my childhood, I always say like 6 or 7 because that just feels normal. So in this case, I will say 6 or 7, I started playing around with real food. I was cutting up anything that I could find. Carrots, celery, onions. I remember making a chicken breast and I stuffed it with cooked couscous because I realized you can cook couscous with any liquid, chicken stock, orange juice, whatever you want to add in there because you just pour it in and let it soak. And so then I cooked couscous and I put it inside of a chicken breast. Bland and dry and just the most boring bite of food ever. But I think that was the first time I made edible food.
Wow, you went big at 6 or 7. Like,
I mean, I could have been
couscous, right?
15. I don't know. But 6 or 7 in my head again. I always go back to 6 or 7. But I was cooking and watching cooking shows for, ever since I can remember.
Yeah, I love that. It's crazy to think that, like, you were on Top Chef as a contestant, like, 2013, which is now, 13 years ago?
Isn't that wild?
Right? Like, that's season 10. And then you go back as host. What made you actually say yes to going back?
To host or to
host?
To host. I mean, who would say no? Jazz, like, what a crazy thing. Excuse me, Top Chef is calling 13 years after you competed, wondering if you want to host the show that you once competed on. Imagine saying no to that. Imagine saying no to that.
I know, right? But
it seems insane. I mean, the only way I would say no to that is if I was undervalued in some way. I'd be like, I'm sorry, like, no. But outside of that, even just hypothetically speaking, if they said, you know what, your first year, we're going to do a little trial run. We're going to pay you really nothing. But, can we have a couple months of your time just to see what it's like? Even if that happened, the curiosity would get the best of me. And I'd be like, sure. Like, I'll give you 2 months as like a little trial. Luckily, that's not what happens. And I was compensated for my time. But I can't imagine a world in which I wouldn't want to be curious about knowing what it would be like.
Yeah, there you go. How have you grown since returning as host, like in the 3 years that you've been doing this now?
My hair's gotten longer, so my hair grew. I still remember, and my glam team talks about it often, is when I first was preparing to show up for my first season hosting, I was like, guys, I don't wear makeup. I don't want you to do anything crazy with my hair. Like, I was very comfortable being the version of myself that I knew. And I think because there was so much out of control and out of the ordinary for me that was unfamiliar, I was trying to protect how I felt the best. And the only thing that I knew was no makeup. I wore a hat and I wore clothes a little too big for me and nothing too form-fitting and always black. And that's kind of how I went into it. And I remember telling my makeup artist, Alyssa, I go, so, like, I only wear tinted moisturizer and a little bit of mascara and eyeliner. And she was like, okay, Kristen. And so they humored me for the first couple episodes. But it was very quick. I was very quick to realize, like, oh, wait a second. Like, I can tap into a different part of me that I didn't know I had in me. And so, like, little by little and very quickly, you can kind of see it from my first episode, even, to the finale. The makeup ramps up, the hair ramps up, the glam ramps up. All of a sudden, my midriff is showing. And I did that because I think I felt more confident in the role. So I felt like I had more room to be a little bit more playful and to, be exploratory in how I presented myself on television. Outside of that, there's certainly, obviously, a level of confidence that grew tenfold. I mean, within the first few episodes, and especially now on obviously finishing my third season, I feel more comfortable. I feel confident tapping into all the parts of me that make me me. And clearly I feel very confident being vulnerable and crying, because that happens a lot. No, I think it's the same way that I think anybody would feel from their first day on a new job to their third year at that job. You feel different. I feel different.
I love hearing you talk about that, because it takes me back to your book, Accidentally on Purpose, where you talk about, fitting in and having, having trouble fitting in. And hearing you say how confident you feel now and how you've found yourself, just hearing that and having read those words years ago, not that year, I have no sense of time, but
I don't either. 6 or 7.
when you were
when I was 6 or 7.
Hearing you say that, how does that feel when you're oh my God, when the little 6 or 7-year-old that had trouble fitting into, oh my God, I'm hosting the show. I am confident. I believe in who I am now.
I have to credit, there's a lot of work that I did on my own, obviously. But I do believe that so much of I can only speak for myself. So much of my confidence came from validation of those I trust the most. Because if I couldn't see it, and I was questioning myself, why did I get this job? There are a million other people. Or, who's to say that I have any right to give these chefs who have more awards than I do when they come to compete any kind of feedback? Why me? And I think that over time, the people in my life and, even the production and the crew on Top Chef reminded me in very subtle ways that, I am the best person for this job. I am exactly where I should be, and I am allowed to be whatever I need to be. I don't have to fit in. I don't have to fit a mold. I don't have to be what other hosts used to be. The whole point of me stepping into this role is that I am uniquely positioned as me, as a person in the cooking industry for over 20 plus years, but then also having been a contestant. And then also having been a contestant that won. And so there is a unique perspective that only I have. And it was reiterated time and time again, through obviously Tom and Gail and our production team and network, that just the more and more you hear it, the more and more you start to believe it, and then you start to feel it. And so it was a journey. Yeah. But with the help of a lot of amazing, trusted people that I love and adore, they also helped me get to a place where I felt like my best self.
Yeah. You talk about emotions too. And the one thing I love about this show, and I've said this to you before, is just how real you are and the emotion that you bring to this show. We've seen you cry. We've seen you, get really upset, and we've seen you step in when you've needed to. And this season alone was, I feel like you went through it all. What was a highlight for you just looking back on? Or what was some of the favorite highlights?
That's so hard, because I know this sounds cheesy, but every day, every challenge is a highlight for me. Yeah. To show up and to call this my job for 2 months to make this show it's a dream job. There's nothing not to love about it. Of course it's still a job, and of course it's work, and it still takes work to make it. But to sit in the seat that I get to sit in for 2 months and to live through this process with incredible chefs that I'm getting to know at the same time viewers and fans are getting to know, getting to eat their food and then celebrate their successes, and then ultimately get to the end where you can feel the relief and the pride of the chefs making it that far, and then ultimately one of them winning. Like, how do you pick a highlight out of all of that?
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. Every challenge, someone unfortunately has to go home, but every challenge, somebody gets to win.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. Yeah. I love it so much.
I know about your disdain for smoked salmon.
Yeah.
Is there anything else where when you're like, oh my God, I've got to eat this, but I don't know if I can do it?
You know, I have a couple allergies in which I can't actually eat it. Outside of that, in my personal life, Jazz, I have a lot of preferences. Things that I would not particularly order myself if I was out to dinner. That being said, on the show, it's a different part. Like, I never like, oh God, we have to eat that. I think if it's, pertaining to a certain food, the only time I feel like, oh God, where I'm like, oh gosh, it's really hot out and why are they making a crudo? I don't know if I want to eat that,
right?
Kind of thing. But like outside of that, even if it's smoked salmon, like it's fine. My job is to eat on this show. Like, I'm okay. I can deal with some of the things that I normally would not like smoked salmon or lamb. I'm also not a big fan of fruit with my savory food. Yeah. I don't love some sea urchins. I don't like too much caviar. I'm not a big fan of black truffles. I'm not a fan of too many white truffles. Like, there's a lot. I mean, I could write a book on the things that I don't prefer.
I think you need to do that book or do that list one day on Instagram and be like, here are the things I don't like. To that, you've got a new season coming up. We don't know, where it's going to be yet or who's going to be on it. But what advice would you give then to, any of the chefs that are about to...
Oh, no, you got to cook what you want to cook. Because the last thing I want is someone to not do well because they tried to cater to specific tastes. Make whatever you want. Just, it does not matter. As long as it's not halibut, because I actually can't eat halibut, and certain other flat white fishes. Like, outside of that, I will either eat around raw stone fruits, which I have a mild allergy to, or, I will work past my preferences. But, cook whatever you want to cook, because... it's not about creating the best dish that I like with all my preferences. It's about creating the best dish that you possibly can cook.
There you go. Brilliant advice. Okay, so for everybody that comes on our podcast, we have 10 questions. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know what they are yet, but
I don't,
it's the same.
But
okay,
I love that.
So have fun with it and let's go. What was your childhood nickname?
Kishy.
Okay. What was something you loved as a kid but can't believe you were into it? Like, just looking back being, oh my God, I can't believe I...
Oh gosh, so many cringy things. Some of my brother's clothes that I thought I looked wonderful in. My brother is 6'2" and 8 years older than I am. So, and I was much smaller even then. I was probably 5 foot, and I was a tiny little thing, and I'm wearing my older brother's clothes.
But it looks cool, so...
Yeah. It came back. The baggy thing came back.
Yeah. What is your go-to karaoke or sing in the shower song?
Oh, I have nothing Whitney Houston.
Oh,
so bad. I'm so bad. But man, it feels so good.
Okay, give me an alternate title for Top Chef.
Oh man, that's hard. Wow. Alternate title for Top Chef?
People have had fun with this, so you can go.
Just don't fuck it up.
Love it. There you go. Somebody else said that for their show too.
Really? Just don't fuck it up. I mean, that's it.
Love it. Okay, we all know you can cook, but what is your secret talent? What's another secret talent you have?
Okay. Secret talent. Well, maybe not so secret. I can play the piano. I played the trumpet and baritone, so I still know how to play those things. So maybe musical instruments. But I'm also, oh my God, I'm actually really good at, I don't know if you have seen those model things. You buy the kits and you build the models of little dining scenes or whatever. I am so good at those. I love doing those. One of my favorite hobbies.
Does that calm you down?
It does.
Yeah.
I put on big headphones and I listen to classical music or symphonic music, and I just go to town. On average, it takes me about 6 hours to finish one.
Wow.
It's therapy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
On
you
a
go.
Saturday night, that is what I prefer to be doing.
There you go. Now we know. Okay, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
So many choices. Can I only pick one?
Yeah, it's brutal. Sorry.
Oh, only one. Okay. Only one. Butter pecan.
Okay. Love it. Okay, what is the one item you can't live without?
One item
Yeah. Can be anything.
that I can't live without. This is not sponsored, by the way.
No.
Dr. Bronner's unscented, like, blue chapstick tube. Oh my God, I reapply all the time.
Wow. Okay, wait, I need to check that out. From
It's
Sephora.
really good. Yeah, you can buy it at Whole Foods too.
Okay.
Or you can buy wherever.
All right. Now I want butter pecan ice cream, by the way.
Doesn't it sound so good when like there's like big chunks of pecans in
Yeah.
there? Oh, and they're like semi-frozen, but oh man, it is such a great
so
ice cream
good.
flavor.
Oh, Savannah has really good butter pecan too. I think it's is it McDonald's? Whatever. Leopold's in Savannah.
Oh, I've never been.
There you go.
Okay.
They have really good
Noted.
butter
All right.
pecans. So next time you're in Savannah, go to Leopold's.
Okay.
They actually have it at the airport.
So I don't even need to go to Savannah. I just need to go to the airport.
Go to I think it's Hilton Head Airport and just stop
Have
off.
ice cream and then go home.
Exactly. This is not sponsored, by the way. Okay, what TV show in all of history do you wish you were a cast member of?
Okay, reality TV or
It can be any TV.
wow, that's such a big question. Okay, oh man.
You can blame Mike Schneider. These are his questions, and he came up with them.
Okay, TV show. Out of all the TV shows. Hold on. I'm going to give this some thought. You can speed this up and cut it out.
No, the thinking's always fun.
God, my brain is going a million places. Okay, I'm going to give a category because it's impossible. Any movie or show that is set, I use that loosely, in space. I always wanted to go to space camp, and I always said if I could have been an astronaut, I would have been an astronaut.
I wanted to go to space camp. My mom wouldn't let me go to Florida to do it.
I think I went to like a day one. I didn't ever do like the 5 days or, week-long space camps, but I went to like a day thing. I remember, and I sat in the little simulator and I touched all the buttons. Oh my God, it would be amazing. I want to go to adult space camp.
Do they have it?
I don't know, but I'm going to look it up now.
There you go. What was that show with that girl from the robot from space? It's an 80s show. I don't even know now.
I don't know either.
You know what I'm talking?
I was born in 83.
Maybe Metal Mickey. I don't know. But there was another one with a girl and she was a robot. But no, I did want to go to space camp. I was really into astrology.
Sounds fun.
And the planetarium in London was like where I'd spend all weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. Next time you go to London, go to the planetarium. Okay. It's fun. Speaking of that, then, which fictional character do you most relate to or admire?
Oh my God, there's so many big questions. Jazz, we got to narrow it down.
These are from Mike Schneider. He's the one. I blame him.
Oh my gosh. Okay, can you narrow it down? Can we take some liberty here to like narrow it down? Because this is insane.
Take liberty then.
Okay, I'm going to say. Okay, hold on. Let's stick with TV. We're going to go under TV. We're going to go TV. Okay. And in TV, we're going to go... Wait, okay. I'm only saying this because I would like to meet him this year at the Emmys. And I love the show. Xavier, Sterling K. Brown from Paradise.
Okay.
Such a badass.
Oh my God, he's so good.
I don't know him personally, but from what I assume him to be like, I think he seems fabulous and amazing in all the best ways. And also, his character on Paradise, I absolutely adore too.
That season 2 finale, that reunion was beautiful.
Big fan. Huge. Great show.
Okay, we've got to make this happen for you at the Emmys. We've got to make you.
I've mentioned it to so many people that I want to meet him.
Okay, we're gonna.
I don't want to meet many. Like, I don't actively say I really want to meet this person. If I cross paths with them, that's great, and I'll say hello. But like, I want to meet Sterling K. Brown so badly.
Okay, we've got to make it happen for you. This is the year. Okay, last question. What is your favorite personal best piece of advice?
Oh God, Jazz, big questions.
I know,
Big
right?
questions with a lot of different answers and a lot of different directions you could go. One thing that I learned after competing on Top Chef when I was 27, 28 was, with all the self-doubt that I had, I was already good enough. I didn't have to be any better than what I was. And I think that nice reminder was I could enjoy. I started to enjoy my process of life a lot more, knowing that I was already good enough.
There you go. Excellent advice. Kristen, thank you so much for joining us on Variety's Award Circuit podcast. Thank you for all that insight into everything, and congratulations on your Emmy nomination. And
Thank you.
We got to make you meet Sterling K. Brown next.
I know. Can someone surely can make that happen.
That's Top Chef host Kristen Kish, nominated for Outstanding Host for a Reality or Competition Program, while the Bravo series is nominated for Outstanding Reality Competition Program. And that's it for this edition of Variety's Award Circuit Podcast. If you've got questions for the Award Circuit Podcast Roundtable, drop us a line at the Emmy Emergency Hotline, 323-617-9110, and you may appear on a future episode. Be sure to subscribe to the Award Circuit Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you download podcasts. Also, head on over to Variety.com and click on the Award Circuit tab to find the latest awards predictions and key races, as well as your daily fix of news, analysis, and reviews. For Jazz Tanke, Emily Longaretta, and Clayton Davis, I'm Michael Schneider, and we'll see you on the circuit.